much do an NBA break almost every day. So if you're a big NBA fan, we've got lots of options for you. But I wanted to get into this segment now. If you've been in the hobby for a long time, you may already know this stuff. But there's a lot of new people coming into this hobby that there's 30 to 40 SKUs every year of each sport. And if you're PCing a team or you're PCing a particular player, you may not know what direction you want to go in, where you should safely invest in, especially if you're just keeping the cards. So this segment's kind of more for those that are collecting and keeping rather than the rippers and flippers. The ones you want to hold on to over a long period of time. So I wanted to start with baseball, which is no question that the Bowman first cards are the ones you want. You can see the prices on eBay. This card's a $3,500 to $4,000 card raw, even more graded. You add some colors into it. It's crazy. This is probably one of the better selling Bowman draft cards over the last 9 years. So that's Mike Trout's first card. So that's what you got to look for is first Bowman. So if you're a baseball collector, the first Bowman is always the best card that you want. It's always the card that's going to retain the most value over the period of time of the guy's career. So I obviously some of the older cards and the vintage stuff, there was no first Bowman. But for the last 10 to 15 years, the first Bowman is king when it comes to baseball. That's the one you want. So
like a $900 box now, right?
Yeah, it's like a $900 box. So you can see on the Corey Seager there that there's a first Bowman up there as well. So pay attention to that. First Bowman. There was 1 year, and it's the Judge year, and there's also the Chris Bryant, that for some weird reason, and I want to find out from Topps why they did it, but 2013 did not have the first Bowman on the card for the entire year of their products. So I don't know why they stopped doing it, but they brought it back in 2014, and it's still – so 2013, be very careful on what you're buying because there could be multiple Chris Bryants or multiple Judges that year that aren't the first Bowman. The first Bowman is the Bowman draft version of Judge. I don't have a slide of it, but so just be sure be wary of that. So I also wanted to go over some things with Bowman specifically. So Bowman releases 3 releases a year. The first of the year is Bowman, regular Bowman. The second release of the year is Bowman Chrome, which Bowman Chrome's coming out in the end of September. And then there's Bowman Draft, which comes out in December. They all have the same design, so it's very confusing to collectors to find out where they can get their guy in. So because they're all the same card, it just comes out of different sets. So you gotta kind of pay attention because you could think, I'm chasing this guy, but he's only in Bowman Draft, or you bought a box of Bowman. So you gotta be very careful. It happens a lot when guys go backwards. Like Posey, people thought Posey was in 2008 Bowman, but he's in 2008 Bowman Draft. Same with Stanton. So I've heard of stories of people going to the LCS and just thinking because the design's the same that they have a shot at getting a Posey. You don't. You got to make sure you're buying the right Bowman. So that's key. So if you're chasing these Bowman guys, these first autos, be sure that you're buying the right box. I think one kind of good rule of thumb, if you go to the next slide, is do some eBay research. And if you look at the top of, this is a Bellinger. This is at a 2015 Bowman Chrome. So if you look at the top, and I think I zoomed in on the next slide, 2015 Bowman Chrome. It doesn't say Bowman, so you're only looking to buy Bowman Chrome if you're chasing Bellinger. He won't be in Bowman Draft, and he won't be in regular Bowman. He may have cards, but he doesn't have the one you want. So that's key. So use eBay for a resource if you're thinking about buying boxes. Devers, 2015 Bowman as well, but that's at a Bowman. It only says Bowman on the top of that slab.
But you see how it says Bowman Chrome?
But it's prospect? On the second line, yeah, so it's still confusing.
It is confusing because you're going to go on eBay and you're going to see people list these as a 2015 Bowman Chrome auto of Rafael Devers.
Yes.
You're probably going to get to that.
Yeah, I wasn't. So I'm glad you brought that up. So be very careful and use, these websites that have checklists to your disposal to make sure that that's the problem. If you're thinking about buying a box and you're weighing out, hey, I got a chance at hitting this guy, this guy, this guy. Some people have the misconception that Devers, Bellinger, all these guys are in that one product. They're not. They're in 3 different ones. So make sure you pick the one that you're chasing the guy in. So that's kind of key when you're buying boxes, and especially if you're new. Like I said, this is kind of aimed at some of the people that are new to this hobby that don't know these things, or maybe you just need a refresher. You've been in this hobby, you don't know. Also, a very key card is the Topps rookie card. A lot of people like to collect and hold the Topps actual rookie card. So for Trout, 2011 update is what he came out of. He has different variations. That's about a $100, $150 card, Mike Trout BGS 9.5. Mass produced, though, you probably get one a box. So those boxes went way up. But you get the gold parallels, the numbered parallels. Those are worth even more. So that's another staple to a baseball PC. So if you're collecting a PC of Mike Trout, that's one of the ones to get along with the draft. So, and then, there's other cards that have kind of came into the picture, and every year is different. Dynasty, go to the next slide. Dynasty, that's a rookie, Chris Bryant. People like to collect that because it's one of his only patch autos. So that, it kind of get in where you fit in. If you're PC collecting and you plan on keeping, that might be a set you like, and then, there's Finest. Finest is good as well. Mike Trout, that card goes for a lot. And then
Finest has some history behind it too.
Yeah.
Finest they've been making for a long time.
1994.
So, 1994. So I would actually probably rank Finest up before Dynasty. And I know you're thinking patch autos and stuff like that, but as a collector, I would want a Finest on-card auto over a Dynasty patch auto.
Yeah, I think I would too. I'm more of a fan of a card regular rather than a patch card. I mean, a patch card for me is for football. But that's me as a collector. I mean, everybody's different. It's kind of what you like to look at. I mean, you're the one that's going to be looking at this or showing it off. You got to be happy with the design and of your player if you're keeping it. So, but there's the next slide is definitive, and that may this is the first year of baseball. Who knows? The frame definitive maybe fifth on the list or fourth on the list. You never know. So there's new sets every year that may catch hold, may not. But either way, this card's going to sell for X amount of dollars on eBay. It's going to be flipped a lot. It'll wind up in probably some Aaron Judge collector's PC at some point.
There's also Heritage.
Yep.
And Gypsy Queen, who some people rank Heritage up there as maybe even the second or third ranking. If you like that vintage type look and they're always on card, and the autos are tough to get. So some people rank Heritage up there relatively high.
Yep. And Brent, you got. I'll definitely answer those questions and some of your guys' questions. I got them all. I got them all in the dome and in the chat, so I'll definitely answer those. Topps Chrome is also probably kind of known as the best rookie autograph. It's on card usually every year. It's they're true. It's not. It doesn't hold the light to Bowman. Bowman's still going to be the best selling, but this is going to be the first one with a rookie logo on it in their uniform, like the Carlos Correa. So that's usually second or third on autograph collectors list for PCs is Topps Chrome as well. So usually it sells for maybe sometimes a tenth of the cost of the Bowman, but it's still Topps Chrome, been around, another brand that's been established for a very long time that kind of holds its value as well. Now I wanted to go into NBA, which has very similar tendencies for collectors, but over the last 5 or 6 years now, we've had a lot of changes in NBA, so I'm just going to point out the Panini stuff for the most part because we've had Upper Deck, 10 years ago, people held Upper Deck in high regard on what their designs were and what their number one cards were, like the KDs and stuff of the guys that have been in the league for a long time. But right now, I'd say the base rookie auto, kind of comparable to the rookie from Topps, is probably the Silver Prism. Am I right?
Yeah.
The Silver Prism is kind of taken over as the base card you want, right?
Yep. Now that there's no more Chrome, it's all about pre-is.
Yep, it kind of took. I mean, you look at Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. Their number one selling regular card is Topps Chrome. So
that's the Silver Prism. So
Yes.
I guess you would consider that similar to a refractor.
Yep. So and that's and that's kind of keeping. I mean, even the base cards, the Karl Anthony Towns, if he becomes LeBron status, could be. I mean, LeBron's base card 9.5 is like a $700 card now. He's just straight rookie. The refractors are through the roof. The colors are through the roof. So, people collect. That's the staple. I mean, Select is kind of close, but I think Prism is still the number one. Select's prices do go pretty well for the rookie colors, but you usually need to get some lower numbered colors in that.
I'd definitely say Select would be a tier 2
to Prism.
To Prism, along with Optic. And I think when Optic came out, a lot of people were like, "This is going to be Chrome.
Yeah,
this is going to be Chrome." I still think basketball collectors gravitate towards Prism more than they do Optic. And I know Optic is still relatively new, so we'll give it a couple years, but still I think the staple right now, the flagship for basketball cards is Prism.
Now, and I agree with you, but the interesting thing about this is they do not have, like Topps Chrome, they don't have an on-card shiny card for basketball. Because Prism's, correct me if I'm wrong, Prism's a sticker and so is Optic, right?
Optic is a sticker.
So there's no on-card
But-
shiny card.
Yeah, if we follow what they're doing in baseball and football, this next year's hopefully I'm hoping is going to be on card for Optic, because Optic baseball, Optic football, they're all on card.
Maybe Contenders can kind of fill into that spot because it's going to be an on-card, but it's going to be, college unis. So, so that's an interesting. But then I want to kind of go down the line on basketball. The prime silhouettes out of Crown Royale, which has changed to preferred, so you can usually find these in preferred.
Probably the second most sought after RPAs.
Right. Yep.
Or at least equal to immaculate RPAs, I think.
Yep.
I would say the prime, the prime versions are absolutely probably the second to National Treasures when it comes to RPAs.
Yeah.
Some of them sell for ridiculous amounts, and then I would say the immaculate would probably be a third, along
Second
with
or third.
along with the. I think the prime silhouettes for preferred would be 2. Third, I think immaculate and flawless patch autos.
Well, and you know what the exciting thing about immaculate, as you can see here on the screen, you got the base auto number to 99 on the left, and then you have the
Acetate.
on the acetate, and those are numbered to the player's numbers. So what's Lonzo? Lonzo's going to be numbered to 2, right?
If we go by that, the acetates would probably be the second most sought after RPAs. Every
Yeah,
year.
because because I mean,
But the 99 ones are definitely going to be below the silhouettes.
yeah, but. Yeah, just think about Lonzo next year. He's going to only have 2 acetates. I mean, that's going to be ridiculous.
You're talking about 10G.
Collect them both.
What is and what are the other guys' numbers? Do we know? What's Fultz?
I think Fultz is 10.
Okay, and then you got Tatum is like 8 or 0, isn't
Isn't
he?
he 0, right?
Oh, he's only going to have a 1-on-1 then.
Wow. So that's going to be some
Who
really
else?
crazy
Who else
chases.
recently? Who else was a 0?
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Willie Cauley-Stein. That's right. He was a 0, and he had a
just a 1-on-1.
a 1-of-1, 0 of 0.
And
Card doesn't
Daddy of them all.
Card doesn't exist.
Lillard was 0 too, but he didn't. I don't think he was. They weren't under the. He was still Leaf at the time.
He was Leaf exclusive at that point, so I don't think they had. I think his first. What was Lillard's first product that he came out?
Intrigue.
Paramount.
I don't think he was in. I think it was Intrigue. I think he's right.
Intrigue.
Intrigue. Yeah, and then he was in. I think he was in Immaculate, wasn't he? I think he was. It was a sticker, but I don't know if they were doing the acetates that year. Maybe there is. It's just there's only one of them, so maybe we didn't see it. But I think he's got a sticker RPA in Immaculate 12-13. I think. But yeah, this is the number 1 usually selling card of all NBA cards, which is the National Treasures RPA. So that's the Karl Anthony Towns. When those came out, I think they're still around $5-6 grand. So those people pay hefty for these RPAs. This year's stuff with Brogdon, Ingram. I mean, Ingram was going for like $3 or $4 grand. Brogdon initially was going for like $1,200 to $2 grand. So these are the card to have if you're chasing a PC guy. And I think what speaks to volumes is a lot of these don't go back up for sale, and I think that's why they retain their value. Like with like products like maybe like Tier 1 or Totally Certified, I think guys are flipping all these cards. So I think the market goes down on these. These ones wind up in people's PCs. They don't get sold. So when one comes out, the next person that's trying to get it for their PC is bidding this thing up. They want it. So that's what retains value. That's my opinion on it all.
That makes sense.
So on a side note, Brent had a question about, with all the shady online breakers out there, do you guys worry about the effects on the quality breakers? I wouldn't say all the shady online breakers. I think there's very few of them out there. Maybe I'm oblivious. But the beauty of this, and I think I may have answered this a couple weeks ago, I think the beauty of it is we're on video. Everything's transparent. If these guys do something, they're going to get caught right away. They're going to get weeded out, and nobody's going to buy into their stuff. So they're out the door quickly. Now, hopefully in that time, they didn't screw over too many people. But that's the beauty of everything being online, everything being transparent, videos being live. They're going to get caught. So I think if anything, it helps the established breakers because guys do business with those guys and they go, why did I do business with John who's in his basement with his shirt off, ripping, whatever product he's doing or doing honors and keeping Brendan Cooks to 99s and hiding the camera. I think it only helps the legitimacy of the guys that are doing it the right way. And there's guys that have been doing it. That's one thing to look at. If you're looking to get into a break, look at the history of the break you're dealing with. If he's done like 3 breaks, you may not want to invest more than $100 into it. You want risk reward, right? But if you go on a website like ours or Leighton or Firehand or guys that have been around for 5, 6, 7 years, they're not going anywhere. We're not risking our business for any amount of cards, So
Yeah, I mean, and the great thing about this this hobby and this community, it's still a niche. It's very very tight knit. And how many group break operations have we seen be completely blasted out? If you look at the blowout forums and stuff like that, those guys get blasted out, and it becomes kind of a witch hunt. It's a little ridiculous, but at times. But I mean, we have seen so many group breakers come and go over the years.
Yeah, 100%.
If they're doing anything shady, they will not last. They will get called out. They will fold up. You'll never see them again.
Yes.
And it's almost guaranteed. But that's one thing I really, really love about
It's
this
self-policed.
community, because
It's
it is
self-policed.
self-policed. And like I said, I stick with somebody who's been doing it a long time, who has a track record. And that's basically
Can't
all I
go
can say
wrong,
about
yeah.
that. You won't be steered in the wrong direction.
And don't send PayPal gift payments because you can't get your money back. So
never, ever, ever, ever send gift payments. Never do it.
Never do it, because that's the one way that you'll never get your money back. So if you're paying a PayPal regular and the guy doesn't send you his cards, you file a claim and you win. That's it. You know, if it's gift, you can't win. So if anybody's asking you, I was trying to collect my thoughts there, but if it's gifts, you can't win, and that means the guy's probably shady to begin with if he's asking for gift payments. So
August, I love T Swizzle.
T Swift's the seed.
I may play T Swizzle for the rest of the day.
I don't mind a little.
Swift Army.
I know you were trouble when you walked in.
Yeah,
It's a good jam, dude.
Yeah, her new song is actually pretty terrible though. It's dark pop. Not
Oh
into
yeah,
it.
she's like ripping on people.
It's
or something.
it's not good. Not good. I draw the line there.
It's
But
great.
no, it's not. It's
I watched
have you
the
heard
video
it?
At least 3 times already.
It's terrible. It's a terrible pop song. All right.
Up, he's used to go
I'm
for
trying to
just a
remember
team.
what it goes like.
That's a good point. We should probably move on to the NFL portion, and I got a little
one last
bit
thing. I
of.
think you had one other slide.
Oh, yeah.
The new entry into one of the basketball cards that you may want to get every year is the base diamond card.
Yes. I mean, especially the rookies, like shown here. I mean, there's only 20 made.
Get ready for the Ben Simmons.
Oh man, that's gonna be insane.
Benjamin.
Benjamin Simmons,
And he may win the rookie of the year this upcoming year.
It's true.
That's the crazy part.
Yep.
All right, NFL time.
NFL. NFL is a little condensed for me because I think it's only found its way. I mean, Topps stopped making cards in 2015, so you got to throw out, which I have a slide in here before Chrome. You got to throw out Chrome. Chrome was a big staple. I think 5-star caught some ground. So I think mainly for football right now, you've got Contenders. You know, Contenders has been a staple
Football
since
staple, yep.
Yeah, since 2000 with actually back into 98, I think. It might have even been before that, but 98 with Manning, 2000 with Brady. I mean, all these guys, top cards.
I think first Contenders was 1929.
1929. Oh, sweet. Leather helmet days.
Leather helmet.
And then you can go to NT, RPA, outselling anything. I mean, this is like a $2,000 card. It's crazy. So this is like a $2,000 card, but like a Spectra, probably the same numbering, maybe even a better patch, would sell for like $250 or less.
Yeah.
So the NT is what you want for the RPAs. And Optic is kind of I was leaning between Optic and Prism because I think with losing Topps Chrome, I think we needed something to replace it, and I would say Optic would probably be over Prism.
For football, Optic is definitely over Prism.
I disagree.
Not if there's no more Chrome.
I disagree with both you guys.
I mean, Prism might look better, but
Prism
it doesn't sell better than Optic.
Prism's been around longer. If I'm collecting a rookie card, I want the Prism card. I don't want the Optic. Optic needs a couple more years for it to mature, to really have legs.
Like a fine wine.
Like a fine wine. Like a fine scotch.
I mean, that's a good-looking card, though.
It
They
is.
did a good job.
Yeah, it's fine. Fine card, but it's not the rookie I want.
Which rookie do you want?
I want Prism.
Do you want the sticker auto?
I want the
Prism?
sticker auto Prism.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm not a snob, bro.
The crazy thing about
I'm
Prism
okay.
is that I love the Prism design every single year.
Why don't you marry it?
And I wish people, I did, and I wish people would go after them more. But the market is just not there for the Prism cards. I don't know what it is. For the past 3 years, it's been like that.
Yeah, for football at least. Basketball,
Football.
different story.
I'm talking about football.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, Panini throws all these releases like Optic Baseball, Optic Basketball, Optic Football, and usually it only catches in one sport. Select Basketball, Select Baseball, Select Football. Select Football was good this year, but Select Basketball is where it's been the most popular. Select Baseball was just an abomination. It was just absolutely turd in a box. But they've tried it. Select Soccer did well for 1 year, didn't do good the next year. They tried Noir Soccer, which I think they sold 5% of the box print run. So they've tried these, and I get it. You have the Photoshop templates. I mean, it's a lot easier just to plug in a soccer player on the old template. I mean, we've seen it with Topps Today with Definitive. So they try to cross over these brands, and usually it only sticks really well with one sport. I mean, even National Treasures Baseball doesn't seem to hold the candle to football and basketball. But then again, they don't have the logos, so we don't know. But yeah, so then I think I have a slide of Topps Chrome next. So that's kind of took over, I think. 16, 17, we were looking for the Topps Chrome. Maybe Optic, maybe Dan's got heart for Prism. Maybe there'll be something else that kind of becomes the Topps Chrome. Panini Chrome.
Panini Chrome.
And I'd say Origins is gaining some ground. Origins / Inception.
I think what kills people, and from what I've heard with Origins, what drives people nuts, is the 00 jersey. It's not for if you can't look past it, it's probably not for you.
Right.
I think you're probably going to see about 15 players in Origins that are going to have their jerseys. The rest of the players are going to be 00.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep on doing that.
Sweet. And I think we're going to get into something. Let's see what we got next on the docket. Hockey.
Oh,
Hockey.
Those exist?
They do.
Oh,
and you'd be
okay.
surprised at some of these prices. So first off, the Young Guns, which hockey is very interesting because base cards of a top player like Connor McDavid, a base card will sell for $200-$300 and mass produced. There's Young Guns comes out in Series 1, which is a $70 retail box that includes usually only one relic card, but it has 6 Young Guns a box, 72 in a case. So they usually at least 1 to 2 Young Guns of Connor McDavid in a case of that stuff. So if you look at the pop report on Connor McDavid, there's a lot, and they still sell for $200. So it's a really weird scenario compared to other sports that a card like that sells so well, but that is the card to have. The Young Guns is the card to have in hockey. Now, if you're going high end, you can see the Cup RPA is numbered to 99, and that's a real number. That's sold for $16,000. That's a hockey card. Some of you guys don't get into hockey, but look, the proof's in the pudding here. Hockey cards do sell. And
there's that phrase again.
They do sell. And the Upper Deck Premier seems to do pretty well as well with the acetate finish. So those, as far as hockey, those are the 3 that I picked out that sell. You're collecting any hockey, got the Young Guns. I know it's everybody knows the Young Guns are the